All right, in this video here, we're going to begin taking a look at SDL, or what's known as the Simple Direct Media Layer. Now, you can find SDL over at www.libsdl.org, and it's an extremely powerful Windows interface.
Yep, very powerful. And it's very fast.
Yes, it is. It's designed, well, for making games.
That's right. Games, emulators, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, it gives you a lot more control than what you had available in GLUT. We have low-level access to things like audio, keyboard, mouse, etc.
Right.
Which is really nice if you're going to do something like a game or some sort of simulator where you're going to need all of this interaction.
Right. It provides you all the interface you need to create a game with very, very simple function calls.
And not only that, of course,
it's multi-platform.
It's cross-platform. Look how many things it supports. I mean, that's just incredible.
Linux, Windows, BOS, Mac OS, OpenBSD, blah, blah, blah. Tons and tons of stuff.
Blah, blah, blah. It's very easy to get SDL set up, and that's what we're going to do in this video.
Right, and it interfaces with OpenGL as well, which makes it very, very cool for us as well. So let's go ahead and go to the download section and download the newest version of SDL. And you can download the source code if you want to compile it yourself. You can get just the runtime libraries if you're trying to run an application that utilizes SDL. Or you can go to the development libraries, which we're going to do, and download the SDL develop version for Visual C 6. If you're using MingW, you can download that as well. So we're going to go ahead and download this guy. So just save as target. And we'll save it to the same directory we did before for GLUT. Close that out.
Go ahead and jump over in the folder and extract it.
So over here, let's go ahead and just extract this. And there's a lot of files for this one, unlike GLUT, which only had like, what, 5 or 6 files?
5 files, that's right.
So in here, you'll notice a lot of stuff. We have a full documentation on how everything works. Actually, let me just pull this up real quick. You notice we have full contents on how to utilize the joystick, CD-ROM, threads, and all this stuff. So if you need reference, awesome reference to use. So let's just go back here for a second, go back into here. And we have 2 folders, our include directory and our libraries directory. Unlike when we were doing GLUT, which only had 1 include file and 1 library file that we needed to copy over, in here we have, let's see, 30 different header files that we need to copy over. So copying this into the actual libraries, the default libraries for Visual C would be messy and would clutter it up. So what we're going to do is add these 2 directories into our .NET environment. So let's go ahead and copy this directory here. And you can copy this into wherever you want. Maybe you would want this to be in the root of C and program files and your development, anywhere you want.
Right.
But we're going to copy this, go back over into our IDE here, go to Tools, Options, and if you watch the WX Widgets one, we did the same thing here for WX Widgets. And go to Include Files. You notice we have WX Widgets here. We're just going to paste in SDL and add in Include. And go over to our libraries and do the same thing. So copy this over and add a lib. And bam, we're done. In fact, let's go back over in here just so you guys can see what we have here. We have 2 areas, SDL.lib, which contains the core functions that we need to interface with SDL.dll. And remember, when we use, just like with GLUT, if we need to use it, we're going to have to copy this into either your system folder or include it with your application. And again, if you want to statically link it, you can download the source code and do that as well.
But of
either
course,
way would
larger
work.
File size.
Of course, larger file size, yeah. So with that, I think that shows you how to set it up.
We're pretty much set up, and in the next video, what we're going to do is recreate the same application that we created over in GLUT, just so that you guys can start taking a look at the differences involved between working with the 2 different Windows interfaces.
That's right.
So let's get started.